Welcome, this is our Friday, February 5, 2016 edition of the Government News Brief. In the news, Natural Resources Ministry addresses El Nino effects in hinterland communities, Barbicians benefit from Housing Department's land allocations, and inadequate medical supplies at health institutions will now be a thing of the past. With these and other stories, I am Azim Khan. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. This is the Government News Brief. The Natural Resources Ministry is collaborating with several agencies and stakeholders to address the effects of El Nino in hinterland communities. More in this Paul McAdam report.
As several communities in Guyana continue to be faced with conditions of drought due to El Nino, the Natural Resources Ministry is implementing measures to bring relief to residents.
Particularly, of course, in like Region 8 and Regions 8 and 9 where the drought is a little more acute. To what extent can GGMC maybe even help take water, assist the National Parks Commission with, or the Protected Areas Commission with saving the arapaima or wild animals. So we're looking to have a kind of a collaborative approach.
The minister explained that in some mining areas there are flood conditions and in others drought.
Where there's no water, the mining grinds to a halt, and there's literally nothing you can do about that. But I think we've asked the heads of the agencies to give us a report, and that should be coming in a matter of days.
Several agencies are collaborating efforts to bring relief where possible to areas hardest hit by drought conditions caused by El Nino. Citizens are being urged to conserve water and avoid wastage as the conditions of drought are expected to last for at least the next 3 months.
In keeping with the government's emphasis on improving the quality of life of the people in the hinterland and outlying regions, another rehabilitated vessel is ready to serve. More in this report.
This is the rehabilitated motorboat Sandaka. Residents of the island of Leguan can look forward to enjoying a safer and more efficient service now that Sandaka has been rehabilitated.
At present here, you see the vessel has returned here. It's going to, we're going to do a couple more trials because we did some works also to the hydraulic foot. So when everything is in tip-top shape, we're expecting to make our first run to Leguan. With respect to the contract, the nature of the works, we did works on the hull, works on the frames of the vessel, whereas the vessel inside carries some bulkheads, bulk walls. We have some frames as well. So works were carried out to that. We did works on the rails, painting works, works on the decking plates. Most of the works were structural works. No mechanical works were actually done to the vessel.
Late last year, the MB Sandaka was docked for rehabilitative works, which were executed by Courtney Ben Contracting Services Limited in the Mazaroni dockyard. In keeping with improving the quality of services provided to citizens, $1.3 billion has been proposed in 2016's budget to be spent on the rehabilitation of the fleet of transport and harbour vessels, Bartek Stelling, and the goods wharf at Kingston. Government News Brief, Glendon Greenwich reporting.
The Housing Department took its Public Day exercise to the Berbice region. Some 40 persons benefited from land allocations. More in this Seneca Thorne report.
Single parents and young professionals were among those persons who benefited from allocation and reallocation of land. Dozens of Barbicians who were awaiting a house lot for over a decade participated in a Public Day exercise hosted by the Department of Housing.
Coming to this meeting with the minister, the housing minister, well, I'm happy because I applied for land in 2009 and I got response in 2012. And now that I'm able to reach the minister, she able to give me a land that is affordable, and I'm happy and I'm thankful.
Problem is that I applied in 2008. I have never been acknowledged with a letter to say they acknowledge my application. However, I'm here today. I brought the question to the minister, and she assured me that a lot was being allocated to me at Glasgow Housing Scheme. However, I'm still to see the area in the scheme where the land is being allocated to see if it's ideally for family raising. The response from the minister today, I must say it was immense, because you state your problem and you could have gotten immediate solution to the problem. So I feel good about the process thus far, although I'm still awaiting the continuation of the process.
Meanwhile, 2 persons, a widow and a single parent, benefited from core homes. Others, who had matters of land transport and repossession, were given assurance that their issues will be addressed within 2 weeks.
My situation basically is that I was issued a plot of land. However, 5 years would have passed and I would have not gotten the transport, reason being that it was a repossessed land and the original owner would have gotten the transport, so I was not able to be issued with a transport. I met with her, she understood the situation, and she said let me give her 2 weeks and I'll be able to get a definite answer as to what is going on. I was really elated to the fact that she listened, she's concerned. She didn't have somebody taking the notes, but she was taking the notes, and I really hope that within the next 2 weeks I will be able to get a definite answer as to what will be happening.
On February 2, a similar exercise was held in the mining town of Linden Region 10. Some 36 persons were allocated house lots. Others benefited from reallocation based on affordability. For the Government News Brief, Sunika Thorne reporting.
Maintaining adequate medical supplies at health institutions has had its challenges. This will now be a thing of the past. Shanaza Lowe tells us why.
Acquiring medical supplies is being done in a new way, so says Minister of Health Dr. George Norton.
The regions will be saying to the Georgetown Public Hospital, this is what we need. Procure this for us. We gave them the money, so they will pay it us by warrant. Okay? Because we can't know, being in Georgetown, what is taking place in Region 6. Region 6 and Region 8 would need different variety of drugs.
Meanwhile, amidst reports of drug shortages, Dr. Norton explained that if a situation arises, it can be dealt with immediately.
If there is, we have means of getting drugs as an emergency in very short time, in record time, even before the bidding document is open and so on. We have systems in place for that.
Rules and regulations will be followed and enforced for the procurement of drugs and other medical supplies, since these impact on the health of the nation. With this Government News Brief, I'm Shanaza Lowe reporting.
Residents of Bath Settlement are set to benefit from a newly commissioned health center. Details in this report.
The $32 million health center, constructed under the Basic Needs Trust Fund, was commissioned today by the Minister of Public Health, Dr. George Norton. Minister Norton expressed gratitude to Basic Needs Trust Fund for providing the much-needed facility.
I'm delighted to be here to commission the opening of this new health facility, which has been built and donated by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, all in the interest of strengthening the district healthcare services in Region 5.
About 4,000 people are expected to benefit from this health center. However, Minister Norton says he is keeping his fingers crossed that it will be able to serve a greater number of people.
We hope that when this is up and functioning, you would always have adequate supply of pharmaceuticals and medical supplies. You won't have to go walking long distances only to have your blood pressure taken or your blood sugar measured or your diabetic foot disease looked after, or, for whatever, let's say, treatment you might need. You will have it right here in your center.
Minister Norton noted that the health center will not only bring health services to the people, but jobs also. Project Manager of Basic Needs Trust Fund, Michael Singh, says that he is pleased to be handing over the facility to the residents of Berbice.
We have come to the end of the Government News Brief for Friday, February 5, 2016. The Government News Brief, along with all other GINA programs, can be found on our website. We're also on Facebook and YouTube. On behalf of all of us here at GINA, thank you for watching.